Hello fellow doll lovers, it's Janie. Welcome to another video on my channel. This is going to be a hairstyle tutorial video. I'm going to show you guys how to do these 3 hairstyles plus one other one. The last hairstyle is not in the intro because for some reason she has dark brown hair and for some reason it was not showing up well against the backdrop. So I left her out, but I'm going to be showing you another hairstyle too. She will be up first, but I'm going to show you these 3 hairstyles plus another one which has been seen in one of my previous restoration videos, and also you can hear the signature clicking of my dog walking across the floor. But if you guys want to see how to do this kind of hairstyle plus another one, stay tuned. This hairstyle is a derivative of a French braid. I have done this hairstyle once before in a restoration and makeover video, and it was suggested by a wonderful person, and I'm going to go ahead and do it. It was a Dutch braid, which is basically a reverse French braid, meaning all you do instead of wrap the hair over whenever you're braiding, you fold it over, you're going to tuck it under instead. So when you braid, you cross one over the other, you're going to cross one under the other. So her hair is damp, not wet. It's a little bit wet, but it's mostly damp, and I already have it all brushed out, and I have already sprayed it with this diluted gel in some water that I use on almost all of my dolls. It's just in a little spray bottle. It's just some diluted gel and some water mixed together. I've already sprayed it. If I spray too much, it'll be sticky, so I'm not going to spray it again. But basically how it starts is you start a braid here on this side and you wrap it down all the way across, and the braid goes about on the back of the head and over the side. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Now, excuse me while I have to turn her head every which way, and if I get in front of the lighting, I'm doing my best. This is a process. This is my first time doing a hair tutorials video, so bear with me as much as you can. What I'm going to do first is, as you can see, she has a hair part right here. I'm going to go ahead and brush that to make it a little bit more defined. I'm going to go ahead and brush that hair part. Okay, so I have my little brush right here. It's just a little Barbie brush, as you guys can see. And I'm filming this on my floor so that she has something anchored down. I have something here anchoring her so I don't hold her in between my legs. I'm hoping that that'll work. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a section of hair from the top by where her part line is. So I grabbed a section from by her part right at the corner. As you can see, it's pretty small. It starts right there. And I'm going to split it into 3 parts, as one does when braiding. Try and make it as equal as possible, but it's not super crazy if it's completely correct. But I have it pretty much in 3 equal parts here, 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to start by crossing this left one under the middle one. And then I'm going to cross the right one under the new middle one, as you guys can see here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm trying not to get my hands in the way. I'm going to take a section from up here where the part is. I'm going to grab it while holding all 3 strands, and I'm going to incorporate it with this left strand, and I'm going to cross it under the middle and pull the middle to the left. See? And then I'm going to take this right section. I'm trying very hard to be able to show you what's going on, I promise, and take some hair from the right by where her forehead is, her part line, and incorporate it with the right and then cross it under. I'm trying to make sure everything's in focus, and cross it under the middle. And I'm going to do that again. I'm going to take hair from the left side and then incorporate it. Don't take super big sections, otherwise you'll run out of hair. Oh, sorry, my hands went away. Take this and cross it. If you guys can see at all what's going on. And it'll start forming a braid, a Dutch braid pretty soon. So you take hair from the right again and cross it under the middle. You take more hair from the left. This is all you do. You take left, incorporate it, and then cross it. And you start making your way across the back of the head. As you can see, it's starting to become a braid. And take hair from the right, incorporate it with the piece that's already there. So I like to smooth it with my fingers as I do it, and then cross it back. And then I'm going to start taking some hair from the back as I come to it, as it's naturally falling down the head, because we don't want any weird bald spots, and cross it. Take some more hair from the right and incorporate it with the strands already there, and then cross it under the middle. Grab it, incorporate it, and cross it under. So as you can see, this is what it's starting to form. As you can see, it's a braid. Hopefully, if you're doing it right, then it's a braid. So I'm going to take hair from the right, incorporate it, and cross it under. And then I'm going to start taking hair from closer to the top. I'm going to cross it. Just start incorporating it as it naturally falls on the head so you don't have any weird bald spots. So now I'm going to start taking from closer to the top, incorporating it, and then crossing it. As you can see, it's starting to look really nice. Start grabbing another section of hair, and you just do this all the way down until there's no more hair left to cross and gather, and you make a braid that goes all the way around the back. So after you've gotten all of the hair, then you braid normally as much as you can. It can definitely be hard because you're going to be running out of hair, but you braid it normally, and then you tie it off with a hair tie. And I'm going to take her off camera to do that so that I can tie the hair tie really quick, because that'll be really hard to do on here. But then I'll show you the finished braid. And there we go. We have a really nice braid. I'm going to go ahead and give you a full look. That wraps around the back of the head. You guys can see. Wraps all the way across. I'm really sorry about the shadows, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm going to give you a look from the front. And then I like to flip it over the shoulder. And there's a little bit of braid shred there, but that is the gist of it. And I couldn't braid it all the way down because, as you can see, there are a lot of really short sections. But that is the gist of it. And it makes this really pretty braid that's a little bit bohemian, and it's pretty cool looking. And it braids all the way across the head, which is a super cool thing in my opinion. I think it's very cool. Let me see if I can get to catch the light. It's very shiny and very cool looking. But yeah, that, I don't really know what to call it. The wraparound Dutch braid, I don't know. That's what I'd call it. But I hope you guys could sort of see that one. I'm really sorry. It's really hard to braid and keep things close and neat to the head without being like this. So I hope you guys could sort of see. If not, let me know in the comments that you really couldn't see, and I will apologize profusely. And if you guys have any ideas of how I can better do this, then please let me know so that you guys can see a little bit better. So the next hairstyle we have is very, very simple. I'm showing you on a blonde this time. Hopefully you can be able to see it better. But we have Princess Rosella here, who is all clean and ready for her hairstyle. Her hair is damp as well. It's a very easy twisted half up, half down. I do this on so many of my dolls. A lot of dolls come this way, especially if they're from Barbie movies. So it's also, Raven Queen wears it in her signature version. It's basically where you take two strands and you twist it and then you pull it back from the face. It's really easy, and that's basically all you do, but I'm going to take you through it. I have brushed her hair. It's all nice and smooth, and it is damp. And I have sprayed it with my little combination of gel and water in the spray bottle. And I'm going to turn her hair to the front so you guys can see. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to section off two strands that are close to the face. I'm just going to section off two strands that are as even as possible. And I'm going to grab these and I'm going to turn her head around so that's facing the back. What I'm going to do, I want to make sure that that's an even strand, so that the strands are even. There we go. Okay, so basically all you're going to do is you're going to take this hair, so I had a rubber band in my mouth, you're going to take these two sections and you're going to very loosely twist it. Like very, very loosely. Like hardly at all, just maybe like one go around so that it's very loosely twisted like this. You're going to take a hair elastic and you're going to tie them together. I'm going to twist this one just a little more. So you're going to take the hair elastic and you're going to tie them together in the back, like so. If you guys can see what I'm doing, I'm trying very hard for you to be able to see. And then you take the hair that you've tied together and you flip it. Sorry, it's making a really dark shadow, but you're going to flip it and then pull it down so that it makes this really twisted hairstyle that's very pretty. And you might want to like try and adjust it a little bit. And that is literally it. And it makes this very beautiful twisted hairstyle. If you guys can see, I'm going to give you a little, I'm going to try and turn her so you can see. There. This really elegant twist. Raven Queen has this. Barbie, let's see, there's lots of Barbie movies that have this. Barbie Swan Lake has this. There's lots of Barbies that have this hairstyle, and it works really well with basically almost everybody. I love doing it. And it's so pretty and it's so easy. You literally just take 2 strands, put them together, and then twist it. And that is it. So that's a really simple hairstyle. I hope that you guys liked it. And there are very many other ways to do this too. You could take 2 braids from the side and just braid them and then pull them together. You can just pull it back from the head and gather the hair straight back instead of part it along the side. You can't see what I'm doing because I'm doing this, sorry. You can part it along the side and do, I don't know, you could do just basically whatever you wanted. There's so many ways to do that. But I hope you guys liked that hairstyle as well. So this hairstyle was requested by a lot of people. Almost every single person requested a bun of some sort, and I'm gonna do just a classic bun that I do with most of my dolls, because you can add variants. You can add like a braid on the side, or you can do it like a low bun or a middle bun or like a high bun. I'm just gonna do like a classic high bun, and I have my little doll hairbrush here. I have scissors, just a regular pair of scissors. I don't have any hair cutting scissors. And then I have my diluted gel and water mix. It's almost empty, as you can see, but I've got enough. And then I have a little package of clear rubber bands. And I have pins, these little straight pins. Here, I'll show you what they look like when I take them out of the box. But what they look like is they're just these little straight pins with pearl, well, not quite pearl, but they've got like the round edges. They're about an inch to 1.5 inches long. I do these because I actually stick them in the head to hold the hair in place, which is a little bit graphic, I know, but it actually makes it so much easier if you use these. You don't have any bobby pins and you can only use rubber bands because bobby pins are too big for like the doll's hair. But I have started out with her hair damp, and I've already sprayed it with the gel. I just showed you the bottle just so that you'd know what I was using. And I'm gonna go ahead and take a rubber band and put her hair in a high ponytail. So I have the clear elastic right here, and I'm gonna hopefully her body is weighted down enough. I have her legs weighed down so that I can do this without holding her in between my legs. What I'm doing is I'm brushing her hair smooth so I make a high ponytail. And then I like to like slide it from the hairline back so that it like smooths it down the whole way back. And then I just gather the hair in the elastic and pull it into a high ponytail and try and make sure it's centered. It's not that big of a deal if it's not, but it looks better so that the bun isn't off kilter. So you have a high ponytail that looks something like that. So once you've got the high ponytail and you make sure it's all nice and smooth the way you want it, I am going to wet her hair a little bit more to make it easier. I just have a little spray bottle here. I'm just going to spray her hair down. But what I have done is I have sprayed it, and then I'm going to brush it to like work the water through. And I'm going to take the ponytail and I'm going to twist it like so. And then I'm going to wrap it around her head to make a sort of coil. If you guys so, like I said, I have twisted it to make a sort of coil. And I'm going to take some of the hair and I'm going to spread it around. So I'm going to use the other hand so that you can see. But I'm going to take the hair and sort of spread it around the hair all the way around. So I'm just like spreading it, sort of making like a donut shape. Sorry if my fingers are getting in the way, I'm doing my best. Yeah, so you just take the hair, and here, I'm going to do it this way. And you sort of just like spread it all the way around so that all of the little bits get trapped underneath the hair that's being spread. and you just sort of tuck it and hold it with your fingers until you get a sort of shape that you're happy with. So it's a pretty donut-y shape. And then you're going to take your elastic. Sorry. You're going to take your elastic and you're going to rubber band it in place. Now it doesn't matter if it's not perfect because we're going to fix it really quickly. So this is what it looks like from the side. It's getting there. It's not quite as sleek as I want it, but I'm going to go ahead and get some more hair ties and I'm going to make it a little bit tighter with the elastic. I'm just going to wrap another elastic around the whole thing to make it tighter. There we go. I'm going to do one more just for kicks. I'm going to move my, there we go. I'm going to wrap this one a little bit tighter. Up and over. Okay, so we have this basic shape, but I don't like that you can see the rubber band. It's a little bit bumpy. So this is where the pin comes in. So I'm going to take the pin and I really want it to go down more in the front like that. So I'm going to take the pin and I'm literally just going to stab it into the bun and go straight into the head and then push down. And then you can see the pin just a little bit, so I'm going to cover it up with the hair. I'm literally just going to spread the hair right over it until the pin is hidden. And that pushes it down in the front, and I want to do the same thing in the back. So I'm going to take another pin, and I'm going to push that part down in the back. Just literally take the pin and go straight into the head. A little bit graphic, like I said, I know. And then if you can see the pin a little bit, just hide it with the hair. Like so. And then I'm just going to do one more rubber band to make sure everything looks nice. I'm trying to do my best so that you guys can see everything, which is a lot harder than it looks, trust me. And that is how I do a classic bun. Now there is a little bit of wispies right there. It's kind of sticking up a little bit. So I'm going to take this gel, the diluted gel, and slick it down, as you can see. And there we go. So that is how I do the classic bun. This is what it looks like. So the last hairstyle we have for today is actually very similar to the Dutch braid wraparound that I did that goes over the shoulder. But I'm going to show you how to do this one. It's really simple. All you need is one plastic hair elastic, a spray bottle with some water, and I use my little doll gel. As usual, it's just some diluted gel mixed with some water. And I already have this doll's hairs wet, as usual. That's how we usually start. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it a few more sprays for good measure. Also, pay no attention to the boogie behind the doll. Oh, and also, I forgot, you also need a little hairbrush to brush the doll's hair with, which I have right here, just that it stays nice and smooth. So once again, I'm going to do my very best to try and do this so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to spray a little bit of gel on her hair, just to make it a little bit easier. And my dog is going to lay on her, so I'm going to bring her a little bit closer so that you can see what I'm doing without him being... Okay, he decided he wanted to lay down right there. So we get a sleeping boogie in this video, but I'm just going to spray her hair with a little bit of gel, brush it through so that it's all evenly distributed. Alright, so I have a better angle here. This is the top of her head, and we're just going to go ahead and grab a section from it. It should be around the temple area. It shouldn't be too big. It'll help make the braid flatter and not so lumpy looking. Just a pretty small section, and the most important thing about it is that you want to make sure that when you turn her head around, it's even. It's not like more on one side than on the other, and it looks pretty even to me. So I'm going to flip her back. So what you're going to do with these three sections is you're going to put them into 3 strands, just like a regular braid, and you're going to cross the right one over the middle, and the left one over the middle, just as you would start a regular braid. Now, instead of continuing that all the way down, you're going to grab a section of hair from the top of the head right next to the section that you made before, and you're going to incorporate it with this strand here on the right, and then you're going to cross it over the middle strand. And you're going to do the same thing with the left strand. You're going to grab some hair from it, from the side of the head. And these sections can be pretty small. It generally helps with the neatness of the braid, and then you cross it over the middle after incorporating it with the already existing strand. And make sure to keep these strands together and separate. So as you can see, the 3 strands are very clear. And then you do basically the same thing all the way down. So you grab another strand of hair from the outside, you incorporate it with the already existing strand, and you cross it over the center. And now let's do it one more time. You take the strand on the other side, you grab some hair from the side of the head, combine it with the strand that already exists, and cross it over the center. Now you can see a French braid starting to take place. I'm going to show you one more time. Grab some hair, combine it, make sure it's smooth. It can help if you smooth it out first, and then cross it over the middle strand and move the middle strand away. Grab it and incorporate it, and then bring it to the middle. So as you can see, a French braid is beginning to take place, and you do that all the way down until you run out of hair. Now I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so as you can see, I've braided all the way down until I have no more hair, and then what you're just going to do with those 3 strands is just braid it normally. Now, it can be hard with a lot of dolls because they have a lot of layers in their hair, so there can be little bits that stick out, but just do the best you can and braid it as far down as it'll let you. And I'm pretty sure, hopefully if you're watching this tutorial, you know how to 3-strand braid. So I'm just going to go ahead and braid this all the way down. It's a little sloppy because, like I said, there are a lot of layers, but I'm looking for the textured sort of thing anyway. And you take your elastic and you tie it around the bottom, and ignore this little piece sticking out. You could always put that in with some gel, but there you have it. You have a French braid. It looks really, really nice and sleek, going all the way down. That is what it looks like from the back. Goes all the way from up there, all the way down, and then there it is from the side, looking beautiful. And then from the front. Now, sometimes if you start taking too big of strands at first, it can make it almost like a point up here. That's why you want to start out really small and flat, and then gradually start adding bigger and bigger pieces of hair. So that is how you do a French braid. I really hope you were able to see that because there's lots of maneuvering, and it's not as nice as it usually looks because I'm not doing it the way I usually do, and it's kind of hard to move my hands around, but I still hope that you got something out of this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed the video. Nevertheless, even though it's probably very hard for you to see anything that's going on, if you want more tutorials, I promise I will work out a method that you'll be able to see what's going on better. And if you are interested, leave comments below if you've seen any hairstyles that I've done in previous videos that you'd like a more in-depth look at, or if there's just any hairstyles that you have in mind that you'd like to see. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you did like it, and subscribe for more of my videos, and if you feel like turning on post notifications, that way you won't miss any more of my videos whenever I upload. But I will see you guys next time. Bye!